Hello there. Today I want to give you guys a review of the Crimson Dawn Crimson Core. And it's not really a review per se, as it is going to be kind of a tutorial. I'm going to actually split this into two parts. So the first video today, we're just going to go over just your basic features. So there's several sets of features that you can do when the saber's off, several things that you can do when the saber's on. And then the second video is going to go over the specific font. So there's actually 9 different fonts. So I'll just do a quick demo of those in the second video. Now, if you get a saber from Crimson Dawn, specifically a baselit, so the LED is here, not one of their NeoPixels, you might be asking, well, how do I know if it's a Crimson Core? So there's a couple ways that you can know just by sounds. When I go over some of the features, I do have a V6 that I'm going to give just a couple of okay, here's the difference in this feature. But the other way is to unscrew your grip section and then pull that down. And if your board is red, that's your Crimson Core. And I think it actually will say Crimson Dawn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to focus on the board there, but it'll say that on your board there. So that's the easiest way to figure it out. The other way is, so when you activate the saber, and again, since this is a tutorial, there's actually going to be some crossover. So here's a preview of actually a saber I haven't reviewed yet. I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but this has a V6 core in it. So one of the differences between the V6 and the Crimson Core is in the boot up sound. So right now you'll see that their switches are not illuminated, so we have to wake them up. So you hold for 3 seconds on either one, and that's how they wake up. So here's the sound that you're going to hear with the Crimson Core. So it kind of sounds like a Ghostbusters proton pack charging up. And here's what you're going to hear on the V6. Just power on. You also have a difference in the deactivation. So, and then quick tip, if you don't want to scroll through your sound fonts to actually put these in hibernation mode, then I recommend activating your saber first. So you just push the button quick, it'll be on, and then you want to hold. So that deactivated this saber. But you keep holding, and then you'll hear you kind of heard that kind of charge down essentially. With the V6, however, so same thing, you hold for 4 blinks and it'll shut off the light, but you want to keep holding to deactivate. And with the V6 core, you're not going to hear any noise. So the light just went off. That's it. No power down, just off. So that was the main difference. Again, look forward to a video later for this guy. But let's get back to our Crimson Core. So I just love this sound. Just powering that up. I normally have this in a staff, and powering both of those guys up, I try to power them off just a split second. So it's like, that's pretty awesome. But anyway, whether the saber's on or off, there's essentially features if you hold for 1 blink, hold for 2 blinks, hold for 3 blinks, or hold for 4. So let's go over what those differences are if the saber is off, like so. So if you hold for 1 blink, it says mute. That's actually your volume. So 1 blink while off is going to be your volume. So mute means I'm not going to have any sound. So if I turn this on, which again, that's just 1, see? Now there's no sound. Now if I want that sound back on, so first I have to hold for 4 blinks for that to shut off. Now I'm off again. And so hold for 1. Volume 11. This is actually another difference between this and the V6. The V6 will just say loud sound, softer sound, mute. The Crimson Core has a little bit more of an edge because it just cranks it all the way to 11. I personally like my saber to be right in the middle. So if I wanted to get that middle volume, volume 5. So that's your volume control. Next would be your blade style. So if you hold for 2 and let go, volatile blade. So that's going to actually be, it's strobing essentially. You can kind of see it more on my face than the blade itself. But that's kind of more like your Kylo Ren unstable blades. So Again, hold for 2.
Balanced blade.
Balanced blade, that's going to be your straight, just solidly illuminated blade. And then your changing blade, I think that's what it says. So that's just got kind of a little vibration to it. So I actually prefer that. So now, what happens if we hold it for 3 blinks and let go? This is why you get the Crimson Core. So let's go. There's actually 4 music fonts, and this will stay activated even when you turn the saber on. So that's a really great feature. The other music that it has. So I believe this is from Revenge of the Sith. You gotta have that with every. I don't know why that's not standard. Actually, I do, and I'll get to that in a minute. And then you've got your Imperial March. Really, your standard Star Wars music. And then when you hold for 3 again. Sorry, I just changed the font. So that's actually, I'll get to that. When you hold for 4 blinks, it actually changes the font. I'll get to that in the second video. But holding for 3 and then letting go, it'll cycle through those 4 music styles. And then once you get through all 4, you just hold for 3 again, and it'll shut that off. I like that because on the V6, there's actually 5 music styles, so you have to hold for 3 to get to the next one, hold for 3 to get to the next one. You have to do that one more time than on this one to get back to it just being silent. Now, the music on the V6 is really just the trailer music from the sequels. I think the reason for that is that Star Wars isn't as, culturally impactful in China, which is where that board was created, and actually where all the LGT saber parts are made. So I think that whoever was putting together those sound fonts were wanting to put some music, and they're just, hey, what's the most recent music that's in the Star Wars? Hey, that's the ones from the trailers. So that's why the V6 is a little lackluster versus the Crimson Core when it comes to music. All right, so that's really all you have with the features when the blade is off. So again, 1 blink is sound, 2 blinks is going to be your blade style, 3 blinks is going to be your music, and then 4 blinks is going to change you through your fonts. Again, we'll do that in the next video. Now, you can do the same 1 blink, 2 blink, 3 blink when the saber's off, and it does slightly different things. So let's try that. So when you have it on, and you do 1 blink, so just hold for 1, it puts it in a lockup mode. So it'll strobe white. And then to get out of that, you just tap once. My favorite feature, and this is true for both the V6 and this, is when you hold for 2 blinks and let go. Now it's into color changing mode. So now it went to purple, to red, and then it stays on red for just a minute. Then it's going to go to yellow, to green. That's one of the best things about the Crimson Dawn baselit blades, is that you get all colors in one. And the Crimson Dawn is no exception. So let's get back to our blue. So that's good. So when you have the color that you like, I went to white there. So when you have the color that you like, you just want to tap once, and it'll lock it in. Just like that. So now we're at that blue that we were at the beginning. Now if you hold for 3 blinks, now here's the one thing that I would say is the difference between the Crimson Core and the V6 core is probably better on the V6. So the V6, when you hold for 3, whatever character you're in, so if you're in the Obi-Wan font, it'll say, hello there, or I have the high ground, or something, that the character says. But all of them on the Crimson Core are just random, push noises. So let me demonstrate that. So, if I'm gonna have some kind of noise, I'd like it to be something like a character quote or something like that. So, but honestly, that was my least favorite feature, even with the V6, so it's not that big of a downside, in my opinion, on the Crimson Core. And then, of course, for 4 blanks, it's going to just shut your blade off. All right, well, I think I'm actually up on time for that. That was the features on the Crimson Core. I hope you guys will stay tuned and watch my part 2 video where I actually demonstrate all 9 of the fonts.